Hi guys, Chris of 1990 Pontiac. I'm going to continue on today with what I couldn't really show you before because I didn't actually have all the parts with the T-top and putting the new drip edge on it. If you remember from the previous track, I actually had taken them apart, and when I did, I had come to this part here where you actually see I had struggled to take it out. And when I did, that glue strip and so forth was left in there. We're going to go back apart and go through that again. When you looked at it before, when it first comes out, the original, it comes like this. This is how it's actually brought in there from the factory. Well, the new ones, when you order them, they don't have that tab on there anymore on either side. It's the same, and they're same factory look to them, but they are not the same as far as having those tabs. Those are gone. Now, they do come in a pack like this. I got them from AM Parts. Again, they're another $50. These edges, the drip edges themselves like this, they were $50. I've seen different people complaining about them. I don't know what the big deal was. You have to make some adjustments for the holes, big deal. And then they have the double face tape on the back side. So what I'm going to do here is just go through the process of taking it apart, and then I'm going to put this one back together with what I'm going to do to give you an example of what I did do. And again, you'll see I made some modifications to the little plastic holes. And also on the back of these, also and here, they also came with little tabs. Again, I didn't feel like drilling through the actual plate of the T-top glass, so it was easier just to grind that off, and it's really not going to affect that. The end game of this is just obviously making it watertight. So in doing so, I went ahead and got the ultra clear type of waterproof silicone sealant that I can put on here, and it's definitely going to seal it up, and if it comes through, it's not going to be a big deal. What I did want to show you though is this here, and when I took these out, obviously the glue on the back of this all had chewed off of there and so forth, and it's kind of a task, but here's what I did was I actually set it up on my bench and went through, and that glue actually set up all up into the channels where you can see right there and in the bottom of there. So unfortunately, I'm sorry about the coming out of focus, I just took a little flat blade screwdriver and I scraped it out of there. That was the easiest thing. I tried a little sharp blade and so forth, but again, it just wasn't coming out there as well as I wanted with that, so I used a flat blade screwdriver and it came right out. So in hindsight, all that stuff, we're going to go ahead and put this one back together, and I'm going to show you as we take this one apart here what it looks like so you have an idea. So again, on the top here, we have the 3 screws. And then using a little, the star type of remover, just find the right one. I'm not sure what they're called. Just taking off the handle. It comes right up, just like that. Once you get there and so forth, set it off to the side. This pops off like so. Set it off to the side, and there it is. There's what it looks like underneath it. And again, as I said, this would have been up underneath here like so, in that type of arrangement in there, but it's since gone. So but when in trying to figure out how to take it out, you know, it comes apart, and it's probably, that's the majority of the leak right in here. And as you can see on mine, here's where my leak was coming in from, right there. You can see how it just went ahead and it shrunk up into that little corner. I don't know how it did it, but it was actually tucked up underneath in here somewhere. So, you know, I'm glad we did this, but that's garbage. So now, in doing so, again, this is where you have to come back through on this. You can see you got the 4 screws in here. Now this one here, one of them was missing, so I had to put a 4th one in it here from some of the spare that I had. Sorry about the little scrape I got there too. Hope I didn't gross anybody out. But this is the glue I was talking about in here, where all I did was I just took my little flat blade screwdriver, small one, and I just went through, and it comes out pretty easy, okay? I'm not going to go through the process of this one. When I was done, it looked like this. And you can see I got it out pretty good, pretty clear, so forth. Now, putting it back, we're going to reverse it out, but remember, this has to go on first before you put the rubber part in. So we're going to use the silicone style now, put in a little bit of this, and we're going to actually go for and try and seal this baby up. So, again, there we go. The whole object of this is obviously trying to make sure this is watertight. I'm using a small bead. I'm not using a big one so I don't make a big mess. And all I want to do is get into the cracks and crevices and stop any water from coming underneath. Now in the back here, and again, look where your comparisons of those, they go back on. See that there? That's square over there. So that's the way you know which one is which. Peel the double face tape off. All we're going to do with that, now again, I lined these up like so. And you can see the holes line up pretty good right there, like so. And then I'm making sure it sits down in there nice. Give it a good coat. And from here, now we're going to take our plastic bead and we're going to screw it back up. Again, the same idea we're going to do with that, what we just did, we're going to do it again, only now we're going to plug it up, we're going to do it on the back side of this. And again, I made a small hole. I didn't want a big gaping hole that was going to pour it all out of there. I did that on purpose so it would just contain it, and I'd be able to control how much was actually coming out at any given time. Next piece is going to be this one here. I'm going to put some more of the silicone up underneath it because it didn't quite get back where I wanted to. In fact, what I am going to do, it's down on the bottom there, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back side of this. Having to do this with one hand is kind of tough. And what's on there before is actually the old rubber. Looks like two-phase tape as it was, so this is only going to help it reset back in place. There. Okay, you drop that baby back in there. Now, line up your make sure you line this up pretty good here for your drip edge itself. Take your screws. And I'd be careful not to tighten them too much before you get them all pre-started. Still gonna need a little wiggle room to get around. Finally, once you have them all started, then give them a snug down. Now, one more time, let's put the glue back in here again and drop our rubber piece in here. This time, and then I'm going to show you the next little trick I discovered. Okay. Now, getting this in here is a challenge. You see you have these little tabs that are in here like so on both sides. At first I thought I'd bend them up, but they're not. That's just the way they are because these here drop in there now. So, but now again, as you saw, we don't have the upper tabs in there. So drop it up in here like so. And then, let's see here. So you're going to have to slide that in there like so, all the way across. Up in the channel, there, that's like that. Now, what you're going to do is get the bottom channel in, okay? So, here's the little thing. You don't want to go running that sharp screwdriver in there and tearing up this new plastic. So, came up with a slick little thing I think you'll like. Just a little shelf holder. Okay, not sharp and so forth. And you can take it right up underneath there. Now you can just put it in like so, all the way across. It'll drop in that channel. Don't damage the rubber. So anyways, you're going to do that all the way across, and as you do, when you're done, you're just going to reverse the sequences. You're going to put this back on here, put your 2 screws, your handle, and you're done. Alright, that's the game, that's the plan. Just wanted to show you guys. Chris with the 1990 Pontiac. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. The next one we're going to be working on after this is going to be the actual T-top cross member. This will be the next video coming up in the next few weeks, where I take out this old rusty one and replace it. Later.